Hello and welcome back to my office. And I think this is a little bit outdated now and it is uncomfortable, so that's going off. Right. I wasn't expecting to do a video today, this being in between Christmas and New Year. There's probably no one much there to watch, but what the hell. I had a nice box this morning. Say hello to a nice box, and it occurred to me that maybe it was the right time to do a little opening the box thing and also preempting or warning you about what's likely to be coming up. So, what's likely to be coming up is a few more inks, because my darling son bought me for Christmas a delightful bottle of Cult Pen's Diamine Ink Vent Platinum Jubilee ink. Now this was to celebrate the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, obviously, earlier this year, because it's still 2022 just. And I looked at it on the Cult Pen's site, and every time it looked really sort of faded, very, very pale. And I didn't think it looked that interesting, to be honest. So I'm very glad my son bought it for me, because now I can vouch for the fact it's very interesting and it's actually a lovely colour. So I'll be doing a review on that. But then what's in this box? Well, when you get this amount of paper with a box and it starts off Material Safety Data Sheet MSDS and goes through for 10 or more pages, obviously you got something interesting. This all came about because earlier this year, not last year yet, it's still this year, I started looking into different inks. And you may remember I was looking at sparkly inks in particular. And I was very interested with a couple of Korean companies. And I contacted both of them and said, rather like the look of your stuff, would it be possible to have a sample? And one of them, after 3 emails, still hasn't replied, but the other one has sent this. And I know that they've sent it because on the packaging on the outside, it said from Korea, which is a bit of a clue, I think. Now, generally, I always get up nice and early in the morning before the postman arrives and I'm down here. Embarrassingly, this once I overslept. So the poor devils over the road instead had a nice early morning alarm call from the parcels delivery man saying, could you take this for over the road because he's not there yet? And they said, being very nice people, yes, of course. And so I had to go there when the dog woke me up a little later. Probably the dog was saying, there's a bloke at the door, do you fancy coming to open the damn thing? Or it might have been the dog was just saying, I've overslept too and I'm really desperate to get outside. Could have been either, really. Right. That has opened the box. And what we have inside is lots of bubble wrap, which you expect when you're getting certain packages from Korea. Oh my word. And what is inside here is 8 bottles of Dominant Industries ink. We have Romanian red. We have Lake, which I think is a very nice turquoise colour. We have Winter Wood, which is a good brown, I think. I'm looking forward to that. Lungo. Don't know what that actually means, but I think that's another brown. Oh, Tanzanite, which is a gorgeous blue, I believe. We've got Manchurian Violet. like a nice violet or purple. They're good colours. We have autumn forest. Can't remember what that's like. I think it's probably a greenish. And then we also have leaf green, just to round it all off. What a stunning selection of inks. And what a delightful company they are to deal with. They agreed to send me these late in December. We've had a postal strike, we've had all sorts of problems, and it's still late December, and they've arrived. I can't believe that. So, I've got a whole bunch of additional inks to review here, which I will be doing probably 1 or 2 at a time. I have the Inkvent Platinum Jubilee ink to review. I have the Dustbin Men just arriving, and so there's going to be a load of noise as they clear up all of the recycling junk from outside the front door, which is, you might have heard that was a couple of recycling boxes being dragged down the road. Anyway, but that's all good. What else is new? Well, there's not a lot new really, but I've got an exciting day. Having edited this video, I'm then going to have to go outside and look at the amount of damage that was done last night. We had some pretty powerful winds. I need to go out, have a look at the roof and see how many slates have come off, because the roof on this house was last retiled when the place was built in 1904. And all of the slates that hang on the roof are literally just hanging. They've got wooden pegs, 2 pegs stuck in each slate, which hooks over the bits of wood that whatever you call them, going across the roof. So every time there's a big gale, more slates get blown off, which is not good. We also have a lovely lightweight sort of greenhouse warming house thing, which I noticed this morning has slipped its moorings and is halfway across my garden now, so I've got to go and liberate that. And then when that's all done, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to finish reading John Wyndham's Chocky, which is a delightful book, sort of about possession, sort of about alien life. It's sort of about a lot of things, and it's fantastic. I've read the first 60 pages last night and this morning, and it's just so well written. It's such a brilliant story. I've got to get back and finish that today. When I've finished that, I've then got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 books out there. Plus, there is a company, some of you may have heard of, called Postscript Books. Now, I've spoken about them before. They're actually a little firm based in Devon, and what they do is they buy up excess stocks of books which other people have failed to sell, and then Postscript put them out at a very reasonable price. So, for example, 5 Agatha Christie's here, the Agatha Christie collection, that was under £20. And because I am supposedly an expert on Agatha Christie, here's another set from Postscript Books, which is their 7 Deadly Sins collection, and which I think is almost, I think these are all the Poirots, early Poirots, and these are the 7 Deadly Sins with Poirot. These are the first 5 Miss Marples. So I have got really a huge amount of reading to do. And I'm going to have to do that urgently, because as of the end of this week, I'm back into the new book and trying to get that finished in the next few weeks. But next week is a bit of a problem, because that filling there fell out a couple of weeks ago. So I've got a visit to the dentist. I've got more tests with the doctor. I've got I don't know what we got next week. We've got a very close friend's funeral, which we've got to go to. I've got to deliver my daughter to Bristol Airport because she's flying off to foreign climes, not for a holiday. She's studying the architecture because it's part of her master's degree in architecture that she's doing. And then I've also got to drive my son back to university because he's got to get back for the New Year's new term. So next week's going to be hellish, trying to write at the same time as doing all that. But at least there's always tea to keep you going. Right, I'm off now. This is the last video. Hard to believe, isn't it? The last video of 2022. The next time I speak to you, it will be a fresh, bright, shiny new year. So here's to all of you. Thanks a lot for your support. Thanks for watching the videos. Don't forget the subscribe button and hit the bell button and like it and all those things, because every time you hit a like, it adds to the income that the authors get from advertising revenues. So that's all nice. But apart from that, thank you very much. And here's to a happy and prosperous new year to all of you. Take care. Cheers. Twinings number 29 is lovely, warming and Christmassy. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. Bye-bye. And now, let's go sort out a greenhouse. How do you sort out a greenhouse? I don't know.